Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and today on the HermitCraft server, you can tell we have done some swell work on the back of our big building right there. Now, I haven't done too much with the windows yet. I didn't want to get too much into that before, oh no, I don't have my wings on. It helps when you're gonna, make a video to have basic equipment, but that's fine. You know, last episode, we did a lot of work on these ground floors and stuff like that. We got the garage in. What I wanted to do today is I wanted to work on the interiors for the upper floors. Once again, we got the back wall in, but there's no windows really punched into it yet, except for a few at the very top. So I wanted to kind of figure out how this atrium here is going to work, where these stairs are. These stairs are going to overlook an atrium that goes the entire height of the building. I want to figure out these back walls here, and I need to start laying out the interior areas on each floor. Now, I've done some work to get some of the floors in, so I can start on that, but really, it's just a lot of time. I've probably spent like 12 or 15 hours on this off camera between the last episode and this episode, and I don't have an episode to show for it yet. Even so, I am new to the Skyscraper game, so what I am thinking is, as impressive as I am, and impressive as this building is so far, I should really go learn from the folks that have been doing this a while. Y'all might not realize this, but there is a fellow who plays on this server who is brilliant at doing large-scale skyscraper construction with terracotta and concrete, and that is Keralis. So, before we come in here and do this atrium wrong, like 15 times, before we screw up all these interior walls and wreck these windows, I want to go visit Keralis City and get a few ideas, or quote-unquote, steal a few ideas, about how we can do this better. Time skip. Welcome everyone to Keralis Cleo base. As you can see, there is a lot of good stuff here that we can steal, straight up. Like, look at this. Look at these air conditioners on this roof. It's just minecart tracks and furnaces, or droppers or something. But you know what? It looks really good. These little pipes connecting them also light the roof. You know, so I wrote that. Furnaces, rails for AC units, and we can add end rod conduit. Boom. Now, I noticed Keralis also had streetlights over some of his roads, which never occurred to me. We should have streetlights over the roads, but look at this. Yeah, it's not going to functionally light the roads. This is like a mob farm masterwork here. But at the same time, it does add a certain verisimilitude that I think that we're going to want to have in our own builds, you know? Now, I know I said we came over here to steal ideas from Keralis, and I have kind of two motives in that. The first motive I've made clear to you. That's, we have our own office building now. What do we fill it with? You know what? Like, for example, there's a gift shop here. It didn't occur to me that maybe the office building I was putting things in should have a gift shop. But did you know, like, the actual Apple corporate campus has, like, an Apple Store gift shop where you can get, like, t-shirts that say, like, Apple Campus or whatever on it. That's maybe a thing that should be in there. There's a lobby. You know, I already had lobby ideas, but maybe there's elements of the lobby that I didn't factor in yet. Like, maybe the lobby should have cool artwork on the wall. Boom. Next problem, you know? There might be more than one waiting area. I like this business center. Okay, so these computers with the paintings and... yeah, so you know what? Blackstone fences or Blackstone walls as PCs. That's just great. That's just great. Keralis knows what he's doing. He has a lot of other great stuff. Look at this. Carpets as shelves. Carpets as shelves. Boom. We are stealing ideas left and right. But you know what? There's actually another reason we're here. And it's not because Cubfan, as Cubfan thinks like I'm moving to Keralis' base. I'm not. I'm actually, I've been invited. I've done such a good job working on my new base, which was originally XP Crafted's, and Keralis was so thrilled with the great job that Cleo has done. Keralis has invited me to come and work on a floor or two of one of his office buildings here. And on the one hand, I'm like, well, I'm already working on my own office building. I don't know if I really want to overextend myself right now. But on the other hand, it's a great opportunity to learn from Keralis' brilliant examples. Like, he knows how to make these buildings cool. Like this one here. I think this one's like a hotel. Is it? Yeah, he's got like these cool hotel rooms with like couches. I don't know how to get in there without mobs killing me, because one of the things I've noticed about a lot of Keralis' builds is if you actually go inside them, there will be monsters, because he doesn't always light things well. Now, he does have this cool swimming pool shower setup. Is this an elevator? It's a manual elevator, though. It doesn't have bubbles. But, okay. Look at this. These rooms are gorgeous. Okay, I'm not sure what this numbers on this thing is. What does that represent? Maybe that's a radio? Okay. But either way, you know, this is a really fancy hotel room. I like this. Ooh, the sink being a waterlogged stair. We're going to write that down. Waterlogged stair sink. Now, that one's not waterlogged, but it could be. So, you know, we're going to steal that idea. And, okay. So let's go ahead and visit the actual space that Keralis wanted me to set up in. He had offered me a floor in a building that he just put a new sign on, and oh my gosh, this is like the hotel bar. This is so nice. Keralis, you brilliant, brilliant genius. Like, I'm very excited to build over here, but I'm also kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna do my best, but don't expect, you know, this. Is there an exit? Okay, so in a proper hotel, they would label what's a bathroom and what's an exit, just as a side note. This is... looks like maybe a private apartment. Wait. Maybe... or this might be private dining rooms? Interesting. He's got his Minions wall art there. Very cool. Oh, these are conference rooms, perhaps. Either way, let's go down. No, you know what? I can't go down. It's got too many bubs. Okay, wait, is this the down? It is. Hey, we are back at our lobby. So let's go ahead and check out the actual space Keralis had suggested we work in. Now, as you can see, he's actually got a whole construction site over here. We're not going to be working on the building that's actually under construction, but I did just really quickly want to show, like, this is so cool. Keralis does such a great job with these truck designs and with the cranes. Like, he's got rebar, he's got Tyvek up there. It's just like, so cool, so cool. Either way, so the building that we're actually going to get a floor in is the Zombink building. Now, Keralis has constructed quite the farm down here. If we go up the elevator on this side, he's got a fancy sugarcane farm that fills up a good portion of the building. Now, if we go up the other side, this is the executive elevator that would take Zombie Cleo straight up to her office. And our space is going to be kind of somewhere between the two. Oh my goodness. This, of course, is Homer Simpson, famous Fox character. But anyway, over here we've got, looks like Cleo's dark throne and adjacent waiting areas. That's cool. This is a good base of operations for someone like Zombie Cleo. It's very intimidating, but also understated. Anyway, so there's no actual elevator that takes us to our new area. But that's fine. We can work on that later. We just right now are just appreciating what Keralis has done, taking it in, and figuring out how we can do that sort of thing in a little bit of a different way. Now, somewhere in one of these buildings, this building I think is mostly empty, but there's at least one apartment level. There it is. This one actually does have like a real apartment in it, which is pretty cool. Although I have seen like mobs in there, so I'm worried to go inside because I don't want a creeper to blow up while I'm like hanging out inside of there. But yeah, we can steal a lot of interior decoration ideas from Keralis. These different couches and sectionals looking good. Yeah. I think we've got plenty to work with. We need to head back to our own base and work on our mega build office before we get too carried away with what we're going to do over here. Time skip. There is a lot of opportunities to place light gray terracotta here. As you can tell, I've got most of this side of the building done. That side over there still has some room for improvement. But what I'm realizing is I am running low on wither roses. To keep making the light gray dye we need, we are going to need to go visit Isuma's squid farm. Now, it is an auto farm, so as long as we hang out there for a little while to be polite, we should hopefully be able to replenish whatever we use. I'm going to be heading that way now. Time skip. Well, folks, I have managed to get beneath Isuma's squid farm here, and it turns out the thing is just actually overflowing with ink. As far as I can tell, all of the hoppers and stuff are just, like, madly overflowing. This can't be good for the server. So, you know what I figured? We could probably just go ahead and take some of these and pay him back later. I mean, we're already doing him a community service by avoiding his machine lagging out everybody. But yeah, if you come up here, all of the chests that he's got in here are just absolutely full. These are 4 deep, yeah. And we were looking at those hoppers behind there. Yeah, absolutely full. Nobody needs that. That's just entity lag waiting to happen. So, that's one less thing to worry about. Time skip. We now have all the windows in place on the back of this building. I gotta say, it took way longer than I expected. But check this out. I think it was worth it. We still have to do like an additional tab up here to reflect like this little thing on the back. But you know what? These are gonna feel about right, you know? This atrium is looking good. One idea that we forgot to write down when we were stealing ideas from Keralis was bushes. And let me tell you, getting an atrium with some bushes in it really just pulls the whole design together. Or should I say boosh together? I don't know. Probably shouldn't say that. It sounds weird. But the atrium is done. These back windows are done. I've got some pillars in here. Also, the entire build now looks way better from the front. Let me show you this. We're just going to fly away, get a little bit of distance here, do a quick turnaround. Boom! That looks like the beginnings of a real building. You know, we start putting in some walls between the pillars and stuff, and we are going to be good to go. You know? That is looking pretty exceptionally exciting to me. A lot of potential here. One thing I said we were going to do this episode was we were going to establish the lobbies. And so we don't have time this episode to do that. The food court is going to go down here. I know that. The food court, gift shop type stuff will go down here. The actual lobbies for the 2 businesses will probably go on this floor up here. I'm thinking on this lower floor that doesn't have a ton of front-facing windows, there'd probably be some prototyping labs and stuff like that. I'm still brainstorming exactly what'll go everywhere. But I feel like, on the whole, we have a pretty reasonable start to this building. I was telling Cleo earlier, I gave her a tour during her live stream today. Like, yeah, I didn't intend for this to be a mega build. I just didn't realize how big this was, and I kind of maybe didn't budget enough time to do it the way it deserves to be done. So now I'm frantically just trying to get every spare minute I can, log into the server and start placing blocks. You know, Keralis, that's how he gets it done. He's always logged into the server. Whether it's a good idea or not, he's on here placing blocks, and I need to take a page from his work ethic book. So, anyway, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. You might have noticed, though, that this episode was mid-roll ad-free, and that is thanks to Patreon sponsor Joy. In lieu of that mid-roll ad, I will now read a poem of my own devising, which I call Concrete Enough. Are there too many types of concrete? Or not enough? Sidewalks with pebbles, patios with seashells, pool decks with pockets of air that give them the glamour of Castillo de San Marcos Cochina. Even in familiar places, I tread upon a strange stone I know not how to shape, in comfortable shoes constructed by strangers in unfamiliar lands. I am separated from soil by structures worn and new, atop structures trampled for decades. I am in awe at the ingenuity of others, ashamed at my ignorance of their materials and techniques, and curious how we can expect anyone to simply walk the earth, while others invent and construct such varied barriers. Should we be imagining and crafting barriers ourselves, that such practice might yet increase our understanding of the makings between us and the earth? I can't see the world in aggregate. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.